Here they are, and let's see which of these water-based decks will prevail.
I always thought of Christian as water-based. Does it have any other attributes, or is it all water?
I guess it depends which synchros you go into, but yeah, the masters are water, yeah, indeed. But essentially, for anyone who might have missed the previous round, the Christian support from Superior Darkness, most importantly, is the Taurus, and it's a card that does so much, but in this case we'll see whether there will be a possibility, because when you lose the die roll against Mermail, oh boy, is that scary.
Yeah, Mermail has some of the best tools going first out of any of the decks in the format. We've got Deep Sea Minstrel. You can discard it and another water monster. Look at your opponent's hand and banish a card until the end phase. So cards with effects like this have been very powerful throughout all of Yu-Gi-Oh's history. Cards like Confiscation, Forceful Sentry, Trap Dust Shoot, and I'm sure everyone knows all of these cards are forbidden. So this kind of effect, not something we take lightly over here. So yeah, being able to access it to ensure all of your combos go through is just extremely powerful, and it looks like what we're going to see as Dominic adds it to his hand with the Atlantean Dragoons.
Are you surprised that Dominic is not playing Molten Glacier at all?
Oh really? That is very surprising actually, because that's one of the most powerful options going first. He is sneaking in a copy of the barrier statue there.
And yeah, that's gonna be really, really good. Takes a look at the end, and the impermanence, which has not been used, is off.
Yeah, impermanence, one of the cards, I mean, it's still good to take it out of the opponent's hand, but you know, if you take out another hand trap, then it's often quite hard to use on your first turn for Nayan. But impermanence in particular can be used when you draw it on your second turn.
But here comes one of the boss monsters, the Coelegant.
Hey, he's so shiny, I can almost not make him out there. He's deep under the sea and shiny. But this is beautiful, isn't it? Because you can use your 2 monsters in the extra monster zone and clear all of your main monster zones to summon a million fish from the main deck. Or only 3 fish, I guess, now.
Yeah, I mean, they don't usually play that many. I mean, Abyss Spike is pretty much the premium target, and usually you can only just run those, maybe an additional target.
Is the barrier statue of the Torrent a fish?
No, it's Aqua.
It's an
right?
Aqua.
Yeah. Aqua.
You know, you like your barrier statues,
of course
do you?
I know my barrier status. I'm Italian.
Here we go.
Yep. And here comes an additional target. And yeah, we are probably gonna get the other, Abyss Spikes. This is usually the starting opener. You just play the 3 pikes and then sometimes an additional target. And yeah, this is the case.
Look at that, honestly. This is like, what a start from him. Here, maybe another Bahamut Shark.
Multiple toads.
Yeah.
What does this do, this new fish? The gluttonous reptolfin, Greethies.
I think you can special summon. Yeah, you can target 1 fish, sea serpent, or aqua monster in your graveyard.
It's kind of like an extender.
Yeah, basically you can special summon it, but cannot activate its effect this turn. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard, as a synchro material, you can make the synchro monster gain 200 attack.
Because it's a tuner as well, so you know you can get into some synchro plays by doing this.
Yeah, there's a good level 7 that lets you return all like fish with the same name, like special summon them back. But I think Dominic's got so many monsters already that I'm not sure it's going to be helpful. Here comes the new Atlantean. Not had any new ones for a while.
Here are the XYZ summon, and this is the I think it's the
some of the support.
That's the new Atlantean Spirit.
Yeah.
It allows you to extend by bringing back 1 water from the graveyard, and the target is going to be the Dragoon.
This Dragoon, he really doesn't get any rest.
Synchro? Interesting. Yeah. Not using the Dragoon effect, but instead using it for its level 4 body to get into the deep sea Prima Donna. Prima Donna.
Oh, and here,
and here it is.
Is it the Prima Donna that brought out the statue?
Or is the Prima Donna the statue itself?
Yeah, this is great because basically you can target one of your opponent's banished cards and basically you can special summon level 4 lower water monster from your deck, which is great.
What do you do with the... Do you return the banished card as well?
But you know the irony of it all? You're up against a water deck. That does close to nothing. Yeah.
That's quite funny because, I mean, maybe Dominic doesn't know all of the Christian cards being water.
Yeah.
I had to ask it. I was like, are they actually all water? I mean, maybe he doesn't know because he saw Nayan's hand.
Yeah.
And were there a couple of Christians in there?
Yes, I think so. But I mean,
he's still going though.
yeah.
There is no rest for the Dragoon.
I mean, I would be shocked if he was fluent in Crystron, but yeah, usually you assume that bringing out the barrier statue is good against pretty much anything that is not a mirror match. Or Marineses, I guess. Not quite the case. And we can upgrade our synchros if we want.
Oh, the Prima Donna is a tuner as well though,
Yeah.
so that would be too many tuners.
Okay, that's yeah, great setup. Honestly, this is pretty much game winning against any other deck. It might be enough, but there was a talent which at least can force out one of the Toads afterwards. And here comes arguably the best deck of the, I think, the best card by far of the deck, which is this new support. Essentially, this card works a little bit, although quite differently from like Dolphin and you know, these kind of cards where Neospatian, I mean, where you can normal summon and then have a way to play around. Because anytime your opponent activates a card, it allows you to then pop and get it. Special summon a Crystal from deck and go into a synchro summon right away. So it's really, really good to play around Entraps going first or interruptions going second. But I mean, double Toad, it's tough. Yeah.
Yeah, Toad is one of the best interruptions in the game. It negates anything, and then just for good measure, you can set it to your own field. Here we see the Tristaros activating its effect.
And yeah, this is gonna get chained, which means at the end of it all, we can use the talent. This is particularly good because it shuts down the graveyard effects. So Toad has actually, in this case, a really good additional benefit that it sets them on your field. Because you can banish the Tristaros and then pop your own synchro and, you know, go off, but unfortunately not really available.
So here comes Talents. Is stealing a water synchro going to achieve anything? Does Nayan have cards in his hand to make use of it? No, just draw two.
No,
That's
gonna draw two.
feels a pretty last-ditch option.
Can we find some additional ways to combo? Oh, we are actually negating or attempting to negate the statue, but yeah, I think not quite the case because yeah, you cannot target it. But with double impermanence, it works out. So it turns out.
Must be Terratop time. That's the wind monster of choice.
Yep.
Yep, good call.
The terrifying Terratop.
We are reading it.
Has it been that long?
Yeah. We might be that old Tom.
I remember this card like it was yesterday. You special summon it from your hand, you get to search a Speedroid Takatomborg from your deck to your hand. Well, you can search any Speedroid card, but normally this one. And
really?
For no normal summon, you just get two monsters on the field, like two level 3s. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy.
From what I can remember, it was just a special summon a level 3 and then special summon you're already in Takatomborg.
Oh, I see. I don't think you were playing it quite right, Marcello. Yeah, you're not supposed to draw the Takatomborg.
My bad.
Oh, but there's the infantry being, you know, wow, and gets rid of the Terratop.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, the draw and lock must have been drawn a little bit too late. And yeah, Mermel takes game 1. Nothing against Nayan, but quite happy with it. I just, I mean, I've been waiting for Mermail. It is my deck, I mean, that I've picked to win the event, which is, I mean, quite a bold statement, I think. But I mean, I'm in for it, so we'll see whether that will be a possibility. I think in this pot, Game 2 will be closer, most likely. That's what I'm expecting. But in Nayan's mind, I think you're also projecting into Game 3. Like, you'll need to have some sort of strategy for fighting back against Mermaid Game 3. And something really good about the deck is we have talked about Mulcharmies, but it's one of the few decks that can main them as water monsters that then you can use for your Atlanteans or Mermaid effects. So it has some great synergy there. But for now, I think Nayan is just going to go first. What do you guys think he could bring in?
I don't know. Crystron, is it perhaps quite a strong combo deck? So maybe you're just going in for the classic Called by the Grave. I'm also seeing a couple of Solemn Judgments, which feel like could be brought in against anything. One of the few cards that can just cleanly answer a normal summoned Atlantean Prince. So that feels like quite a good one to bring in, along with the Called by the Grave. I'm not sure if there's anything else you need.
No, I don't think so. Like, it depends how many cards you really want to side out, because otherwise, rather than that...
yeah, as you mentioned, it's a combo deck. But yeah, Called by the Grave is fantastic, because obviously it can allow you to combo through, but most importantly, it's actually a really good interruption against Mermaid in general. Like, if you hit a Dragoon or, you know, some other premium targets, it shuts them down significantly. On the other hand, though, similarly, Mermaid is a combo deck. You already main the Mulcharmies, so is he even going to side deck at all? That's the question, yeah.
Yeah, he does have some good cards in his side deck, like Nibiru, John Lockbird, Dominus Impulse. I'm amazed Dominus Impulse not in the main deck.
Yeah.
It seems like a no-brainer almost to include, but maybe we can ask Dominic about it if he is in the analysis area after. But for the time being, it looks like they're ready to go to Game 2, so let's hop over to the table.
Here they are, and yeah, Impulse is indeed a pretty good card in this matchup, as it can shut down the Tristeros effect. So let's see. I do see quite a few interruptions in the end from Dominic. And there comes the Tristeros, the best thing to start things off, as if you attempt to just do something, they can chain it and special summon, extending even more.
Yeah, I'm seeing another card in Nayan's hand, Talents, but Dominic got that impermanence instead of a monster effect, and that, that's not quite how that works. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the nerves getting to him, but this is actually big, because you reveal, oh, is that, could be a...
Was that it?
Yeah, this could be it. And it is, only an impermanence was actually enough to shut down Nayan. Oof, and now Dominic might have a really good shot at claiming this game quickly. Let's see if he has some engine.
Yeah, that can be the magic of Infinite Impermanence sometimes. It just ignores Triple Tactics Talents, because if that was almost any other card, then Nayan would have been able to use the talent, look at the hand, or draw some cards or whatever. It's such a powerful thing to just actually be a trap card and not a monster.
And we are... Oof, what an Ash.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. You think surely any other card except Teus would have been discarded if there was any other water monster in hand, so maybe there's no other water monsters in Dominic's hand.
Oh, he passed back.
Yeah, he's only holding, I think, Ash and Roll, so kind of a weird game 2 it is. And luckily Nayan was able to stay in this, but only proceeding to the battle phase. Wow, what are they throwing into?
Dominic probably just praying for that Prince off the top. I'm not sure there's any other kind of one-card starters for the deck.
And
yeah,
what did he
that's a minstrel right there.
Yeah.
Definitely not the card you want when you've got no other monsters to combo it with.
Yeah. And you can see him smiling and passing back. What is happening?
We've gone back to Time Wizard 2010, I think.
Yeah, and this is a normal summon Terra Chop, which is still decent enough. And yeah, I mean, we have Impermanence and Ash, but we know talent is there, unfortunately, so I think it's kind of a no-brainer if we want to use something. But he's actually going for it. Wow, I'm surprised. He decided to go for Droll, which seems like probably the weakest of the options.
Yeah, you're right, especially when you know the talent is there, so you're going to lose another card. The Takatombok is actually a tuner, right? So I don't know if you can... Do the Crystons require anything special? Are there any nice level 8s he can make?
No, I think.
I'm wondering, I can't remember the restriction. It had some restrictions to do with wind monsters, doesn't it? Maybe you can only synchro winds or something like that with Takatombok.
I think it's... No, it's not tuner at all.
Oh, it's not a okay, I'm just making stuff up.
Okay,
I think you tribute it to someone. No, maybe.
Yeah, you can tribute it to someone back, and it was like the die card that you would play, the one where you can modulate the level, and yeah, that's probably why. But now we see the Cherubini. We shuffled back the Ash, so Impermanence is still available, but I think it was cost to send from Cherubini, right?
Yeah, it's one of those powerful cards where the cost is to send, but the effect is to modify the attack, so you still have to pay the cost.
But I think this is a bit of a weird spot, because it seems as if we have responded to the effect, but then I think Nayan should have sent the card for cost.
Can we do anything with this Cherubini?
He's just considering his options, but I think Dominic is also left with one card in hand, right?
Yeah, we know it's just an Ash Blossom, unless it was shuffled away. One of the cards was shuffled away, so Dominic's just got the one left.
Okay, so we clarified with the judges that unfortunately the Impermanence was used on summon. So yeah, I should have waited a little bit longer. I mean, yeah, I think unfortunately it can happen, but this is still not too impressive from Nayan. And we throw Pike, is it?
Yeah, it looks like Pike, so you can summon Pike and use the effect. I don't know how far it gets you, but it's something.
He's gonna try, I can tell you that much. And we see the Impermanence. Wow.
Maybe.
Very simplified game.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe nicer to perhaps chain the SP, so you get to keep the SP. SP1.
Indeed.
Yeah, or SP2 and then Impermanence 3. A kind of classic Ryziel chain at the moment.
Doesn't go for it, and yeah, this still looks amazing for Nayan.
Yeah, he's moving very fast now. I think he knows, well, when your opponent's got no cards in hand and you get access to your engine,
yeah,
can
the
often
inclusion is there, so
gonna get to see him go. It's a very nice feeling when your opponent has no interruptions. You know, you don't have to think about anything. You can just go through and use the muscle memory to do all of the effects and combos that you've been practicing. Just like you're at home in your room when you need to draw 5 cards and so I'll do this, 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 and this.
or just like you were doing yesterday with some Infernity combos, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Stay tuned to watch a replay of a final in which yeah, Tom participated back at UK Nationals 2014.
2014, yep. Oh, this is a blast from the past.
Talking of yeah, going back in time. Look at this, Cyber Dragon Infinity. Yeah, been a minute.
Speaking
honestly.
of 2014, I don't know. This card's a bit older than a bit younger even than 2014.
Yeah, I think 2015. Is it? Yeah. I mean, it is a pretty good card, even in 2025. I'll tell you that much.
It's like a Cyber Dragon, totally awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna return the favor. Ooh, and this is a lot of damage. Talk about another blast from the past. Yeah, this does it, because it attacks twice. And the Shambara, yeah, this is so much damage. And Nayan returns the favor. And after a very long back and forth game 2, in which multiple times they just passed back to their opponents, in the end it was Nayan who prevailed. probably the turning point was that drawn and lock turn, where I think knowing the talent was there, we could have probably impermanenced the terror chop or just waited for a play and then just used the impermanence, and maybe things could have been a bit different. But I mean, in the end, he really needed to draw into some engine that is Dominic, and now he'll get a chance at going first again.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to me. The issue with Drawn Lockbird is it's one of those really powerful cards when both players have access to a lot of cards, and then you're kind of putting a break on your opponent. You say, okay, I know I can't stop everything. I'm just going to play this one card. It's going to limit what you can do, and then I'll see what I can do with my 5 cards. When you've got one card each, and you've already have to let your opponent search, and then you're using Drawn Lockbird, it can be a bit weaker because you're taking that -1, and when you've only got 2 cards each, taking a -1 is really quite bad.
Yeah, no. Also, I feel like that in that specific spot, you know, knowing that your opponent had the triple tactics talent, of course, it was like weaker than, you know, like usually. But I mean, I feel like in general, also I think he didn't have much going on, Dominic. So it's maybe it just said, okay, I have to activate it, otherwise I just lose. And yeah, here I think it really depends on what it draws, because like in game 1 we saw like an explosive star, like with double totally awesome, and if it starts like this in game 3, it will be very difficult for Nayan, to be fair. But yeah, as mentioned, I don't think it could even side in any cards, like to be honest, you know. But yeah, I guess we will soon find out, because our players are ready with their side decks. So let's just jump into game 3.
Dominic getting to start again, which is clearly what his deck is built for. It's got such powerful options. Going first. Is that a 1-for-1?
Could be. Yes,
there it is.
The alternate art. We have not seen any Mulcharmies the entire match, and it seems like that will still be the case. No Fuvolos from Nayan, and yeah, 1-for-1 has always been an absolute insane card in combo decks, and still proves to be the case in 2025.
Do you like the new art, or are you an old art enjoyer of 1-for-1?
I do like it, but yeah, I think I'm faithful, loyal to just the old one. But yeah, it is pretty cool art. Yeah,
I'm sure Nayan doesn't like it.
Yeah. For a moment, he probably hoped that was a different card, and then when he realized that was a 1-for-1, he probably was a bit disappointed. But
And this also seems a very promising start from Dominic, because Nayan,
yeah,
I think it's just letting him go and no interruption. So we may see what we witnessed in game 1.
I mean, just a single Neptune can do so much. When you even special summon it, it's even more ridiculous. You can do so much, but at least as you've mentioned in game 1, there is no Mulling Glacier, so he's gonna keep a few more cards in his hand.
You've got to think though that the 1-for-1 just checks so many interruptions, right? There's almost just nib that couldn't be for the 1-for-1.
Yeah, and this is a big reveal. At the same time, he also revealed the Lightning Storm, which unfortunately pairs up kind of awful against you know, multiple totally awesome, which is usually the goal of the Mermail deck. But I mean, you gotta try your best.
Can the Crystron deck play Dominus Impulse too? Does it play Dominus Impulse?
I think he's not playing it. No.
I mean,
Oh, you want to play the wind cards, I suppose.
yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah. But yeah, here comes a bit of deja vu, I think. This is just the one Neptibus combo, which we're seeing in game 1. We're going to see again now in game 3.
Yeah. You can see that this is just the way he usually performs the combo to play around interruptions, even though he has already seen that there is no interruption from the end. But I mean, he doesn't have a fourth fish that he can summon anyways, so.
Yeah, here we go.
Yep.
Neptibus already done its job.
Yeah.
As he sided out the additional one. No, still there. Here it is. I mean, he's going first, makes sense. And yeah, as you've mentioned, Tom, exactly same as game 1.
He's making a nice combo video for everyone at home, just in case you didn't get it the first time. This is how you do it.
Even the infantry had, but the key difference is that there is not that impermanence banished, so this is even worse for Nayan, because he's gonna get a Nibiru at the end of it all, and that doesn't help at all.
Yeah, it's really not as good as having impermanence on your own turn. When do you get the nib back, actually? Is it because does the Prima Donna add the card back to your opponent's hand, maybe?
Yes.
But I think, I mean, that's good, but then by the time you've got the nib in hand, then the statue will be on the field if he's chosen to keep the statue in.
I think he might. Because like in game 1, even though he has seen a bit of the deck, his opponent impermanents it twice, actually. So, could be the case.
I guess it depends what you're afraid of, and also it depends if you have any other plans, because I guess he's devoted a couple of cards. He's clearly got this combo line set up in order to end on the barrier statue. So if you're not going to end on barrier statue, then you need a different idea.
Yeah,
but maybe he doesn't have that other plan.
And yeah, you can see him thinking a bit about it. Probably exactly about this. And we're gonna see the second, totally awesome. There it is.
And then back comes the tuner, maybe? Or maybe just a third totally awesome. That'd be even more fun.
I don't think. Is he even on 3?
It
Probably not, right?
Crazy, yeah. You'd have to run 3 Bahamut Sharks too.
Yep, here comes the tuner.
And this is pretty much what we witnessed in game 1, basically. Yeah, with the Prima Donna being Synchro Summon now, and it's just, considering where to summon it.
Yeah, he's thinking about playing around the targeting effects, but yeah, for now, doesn't have to worry about anything, as he already picked his opponent. And this is exactly what you were mentioning, Tom. The statue is still there. Makes so much sense. Nibiru is useless. But I think, he has chosen to. Okay, I mean, it makes sense.
I've forgotten what's in Nayan's hand. I hope Dominic's got a better memory than me. I remember the one Lightning Storm. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was mostly engine, I think. And you can see Nayan is essentially making sure that there are no more interruptions hidden, like in the graveyard. But I mean, this is good enough already. You cannot target any of the monsters protected by the Naptabis. And yeah, I mean, you're gonna use a Toad and okay, a monster. Wow, this is actually a clutch top deck off the top. What a draw. Woo. That's insane.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean,
you don't get the Toad to set the card. Right? Yeah. But you do get the Toad to add back water from your grave if you want to. I don't think setting a Lightning Storm to the field will make a huge amount of difference either way.
Was it?
You trying to remember if it was in the hand?
No, I'm trying to think if it wasn't better to just go for Droplet and then Storm. Maybe, but I guess we'll see.
I guess, do any of the other cards actually matter?
Yeah, it depends. I'm assuming you negated Toad and Statue with this.
Yeah, Toad and Statue.
So that's still alright, but yeah. You still have an interruption to deal with. And we know the infantry is in the end.
What is... Does the Neptibus have an interruption?
Mm-hmm. You can pretty much... I think discard... is it not? No, it's not that. No, because I don't think he played any of the equips.
Yeah, I think we'd probably have seen an equip already if you played it, so maybe it doesn't matter so much. To some extent, it doesn't really matter if you activate the Storm or the...
No, I guess...
Droplet first, right?
But it clears the field, that's the only difference. That if you're not able to clear it all, you get... In that case, you could have gotten rid of both the Totalis and the Neptabis.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the main difference. Obviously, it's not too impactful, maybe, but I mean, I'm hoping he has some plays in his mind.
Well, this way you get to keep, like, the Lightning Storm kind of counts for 2, right? Because it got rid of 1.
It's one less card, but they keep Totally and Neptabis on the field.
I guess we'll see. Seems to be a judge call. I think the players seem that paused for a moment. I'm not sure what the question is, but hopefully
we can go back to us in the meantime. And I mean, we did mention that Mermail is one of the scariest decks when it gets to go first. It has a lot of different layers. It's tough to be, responding and to know where to interrupt it. And at the end of the day, we saw why. He was able to make the same exact combo as game 1. Taking a look at your opponent and then getting rid of whatever interruption is, there, and setting up this barrier statue of the torrent next to it.
Yeah, it's a super powerful combo, and like we're looking at the Lightning Storm and we're thinking what's going to happen. But can you imagine, like most other decks, you draw like Lightning Storm plus Droplet? Do you think that should clear everything, no questions asked? But not Mermail, it seems.
Yeah, but our players are ready to resume as the answer has been clarified, so we can go back into the game. So, play is still back to Nayan. And again, throws for the third time in a row the premium normal summon. Fresh off Supreme Darkness.
Oh, a combination of both of them.
Yeah, this is a really good start. Wow, we might actually have a chance because he's out of cards right now, but he can push quite a bit.
Yeah, Dominic has the interruption of being able to banish and discard his heavy infantry, but destroying Crystons doesn't seem to achieve very much. They just seem to come back stronger if you destroy them, so... Tough situation for Dominic.
Yeah, also if you attempt to activate any card while they still are holding into the 3 stars, you gave them a synchro summon for free. That's the big issue. So yeah, this is looking promising. Definitely there is hope.
Yeah, it is one of those situations where you're Dominic, you think, how is this happening? I saw his hand, I did my combo, what's going on right now?
But I mean, it was a clutch top deck, and sometimes just one card is enough to make the difference.
For sure.
Is this the Quan deck? No.
This one is the LS.
Skeletus.
Yes.
Yeah. There it is.
And Mermail is famous for having a very explosive start, but it's also famous for having not very good follow-up if you can find a way through the field.
You remember the time when he had a follow-up with only 1 card? Let's see if you remember. That card. You had it in Infernity yesterday. I was so charged.
And yeah, here comes the last form of interruption from Dominic. Popping the Skeletus, it seems.
Does it summon from the grave or banish the Skeletus when it's destroyed? Something like that?
Yep. From both.
From both? Oh, there you
either,
go.
You can say, yeah.
Oh, not both. That would be more fun.
No, yeah, both.
One
Meaning
from
either, but yeah. And yeah, here comes yet another of the effects of what is the premium card of the deck. Tristaros able to special summon 2 Crystal Monsters from deck. Ooh, and here comes the Infinity. Additional effects, by the way, which we then, let's see.
You have to attach it, right?
Yeah.
Hoovers things up.
Is it?
Just like the
Was
Toad.
it better than the Toad?
I don't. Doesn't it have targeting protection?
But no, yeah, because he didn't negate with Droplet. You're right. Yeah.
I mean, if you really wanted to, you could attack the Prince first and then hoover up the Toad afterwards.
El Prince.
Oh, the Prince. Yeah, sorry.
We'll see. Yeah. Now we still push more with the inclusion. Closer than we expected, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know how the sort of grind game and some decks, they do a lot, but if your opponent's got a bunch of monsters in play, it can be difficult to efficiently out them all. So I don't know about the Crystron deck's ability to
Efficiently.
do it. Yeah.
Fish. Actually.
It's like having Leo sat next to me.
Yeah. Fishbacks.
But I think Nayan is navigating through this quite well, honestly. Yeah? It's just trying to find its way. Let's see if the Infinity will be enough, though, because...
I mean, similarly to the previous turn, Nayan is pretty much free to combo, knowing every single interruption is gone from his opponent, so...
They just seem to keep coming back out of the graveyard, all of these Crystrons, and destroying themselves. And then you get to summon more from the deck each time they are destroyed.
Yeah, in a way they are operating quite similarly, setting up this negation on the one side, the Totally Awesome, on the other, the Infinity, and then just going off next to them. And seems like we are finally moving to the battle phase. Not quite sure what he attacked into.
I think the Toad, I think they're just calculating how much damage gets done.
Yeah.
Because the Toad got halved.
But there is also a buff from the Mermaid XYZ, right? I believe, let me check.
He gives like 2...
It's an Atlantean.
Atlantean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 300 for each for each material, so I guess 600 only. So it 2814, yeah, so not quite. Imagine. That could have been an interesting way to lose.
But the Infinity gains attack equal for 200
it's 25
per
I think
material,
at the moment. Probably not the additional as well, so 27. And yeah, right now we passed back. 10 minutes remain, and we go to normal summon Neptabis.
Is the statue now back online? So you've got to keep that in mind for Nayan. I think it's Tristaris. It lets you synchro during your opponent's turn, right? As well? No, the other one, the Tristaris.
Yeah, basically, yeah, you can use it. Yeah, it's a quick effect.
currently only water monsters can be summoned. Not a massive issue for Dominic.
Yeah, no, I mean, he can. I think he can deal with that.
Do you play any monsters that aren't water? Just like maybe one Fuvalos and well, some number of Fuvalos and Ash. Otherwise, all water here. What is the effect of the new Atlantean when it gets sent to the grave as a... Is it...
But we are having a judge call real quick, so let's go back to us in the meantime. Yeah, just, I mean, there was a myriad of play happening in the previous turn from both players, so they're just, you know, going through the motions and apparently clarifying a little bit of you know, the sequence that happened from the Crystron player, and apparently, you know, it's not the easiest most straightforward deck, and in particular Salvador, which both effects have been used during the turn. They are trying to reconstruct whether it was used an additional time as well or not. So obviously you want to make sure the beauty and advantage of playing on stream is that you can pause for a few moments and just, you know, review and see what happened to make things, you know, sure. So that's what's going on at the moment. But regardless, I think, yeah, this has been a quite fun match with both decks that we have not been expecting at the top of the list, being undefeated 4-0. So regardless, I think they're showing why. And it always goes back to sometimes my deck might be power level or like consistency wise a little bit weaker, but if it has the surprise effect, I think you know, it's something that you should never take not into consideration.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, obviously when you play Crystron, you're playing it because everyone is summoning the barrier statue of the Tauren again. So you think, I've got to play a water deck. You know, that's clearly it. That's clearly the meta call this weekend. Isn't that right, Alberto?
Yeah, no, but I also feel like that with all the moves that the deck can do, it's... I mean, I like it. It's like, it's something different, right? It's something out of the ordinary. And he also has in the extra deck something that I haven't seen in a while.
Okay.
Which is, yeah, and I don't even remember what year was it? 2009, 2010.
El Gato.
Yeah, the Dark Strike Fighter, and I think it was 2009.
Yeah,
right?
It was forbidden for quite a long time.
Yeah.
I think it had an update to its effect. Is that right?
Yeah, because I think before it was multiple times you could use it.
Yeah,
right?
but before it was very famous because it has 2,600 attack and you contribute a monster to do 200 damage for its level. So you'd summon two of them and then attack and then tribute them both, and that was exactly 8,000. But
it was Spy plus Cat. For all time it was exactly double Dark Strike with double Arbellum and double Spy. So yeah, that was a famous way to close the duel back in the day. But yeah, it won actually even the European Championship back in the day. So in Berlin, I think. So yeah, or Amsterdam. Yeah, but yeah, it was a fun deck. It is one of Alberto's favorite deck of all time, Rescue Cat.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, didn't have the chance to play with the Dark Strike Fighter, but still, I mean, playing with the Herbellum, Spies, and Rescue Cat, I mean, yeah, I quite enjoy it. Then, I don't know, for some reason, playing Time Wizard, I changed into Black Wings. Yeah, just, okay, it's my turn now, just let me activate the Black Whirlwind as well. But, no, I mean, yeah, I remember back then also, like... opening up packs to find this card was, you know, yeah. I mean, the card was so strong back then, and I mean, of course, now it's changed, but still, I mean, after what, 16 years? Yeah, I mean, I was younger back then, but yeah, I guess
we all were. That's how time works. But yeah,
not if you're Time Wizard.
Fair enough.
I reckon he was older.
Maybe
he was older 16 years ago. Yeah,
fair enough. But yeah, I mean, overall, what do you guys think after witnessing at least Kriston for the second time? Let's start from that. Does it have what it takes to at least make it to the top cut tomorrow?
I think I'm going to trust Basti because he seems to love it. So I'll believe. I'm just going to defer to him. He seems very excited by the deck. Although I have to be careful because sometimes he gets very excited by a lot of decks. He just loves to play. So maybe I should be less trusting. But I'm going to trust him for today and say yes.
Yeah, absolutely. On the other hand, though, I think both decks, and especially Mermail, there is not just a straightforward deck list, and I think one key difference will be the Mooling Glacier. We have briefly talked about it already, but I just think even in this game, how big of a difference it could have done by getting rid of 2 additional cards and then pretty much making the droplet almost unplayable. So it's a card that, at least in the side deck, I think if you don't want to risk it, maybe being useless going second. I think it's a card that I would like to see going, just sided for going first. So maybe that would be an option for other Mermail players.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to me. It is a very popular card, and it's for exactly this reason. Like, if your opponent, you kind of force your opponent to interrupt you, because if they don't, any strategy they have is just going to get ripped apart. You can't try and play, even if you have cards to try and break your opponent's field. Like, when you're starting 2 cards down and there's a toad or 2, you're just going to have too few cards. Even if you have the right cards to break the field, either they're going to get discarded or you're not going to have any engine to back it up.
No, I mean, I really like the card, and I also feel like that with a combination of cards like Lightning Storm plus the Forbidden Droplet, for example, I think that makes the card great. But I think overall, like in this current format, I think it's one of those cards that can really help you out a lot. And yeah, I'm quite surprised though that Nayan, for example, it's doesn't play like any cross-up designator, for example, just because like this is a combo deck right at the end. So it's you also really want to make sure that your Crystron effects go through. But yeah, I can definitely see the deck being at the top tables tomorrow as well.
We have quite a few players actually on the deck, as you also mentioned. We don't know obviously what happened this round, but Julius is back on the deck. He made it all the way to top 8 at YCS Bologna with it, updated it, and is still undefeated. He knocked out in the previous turn Vincenzo Rufino. So too bad. That was obviously an epic clash, but in the end he was the one who prevailed, and so he's showing that the deck is quite valid. And I would be, all for a back-to-back, top cup performance with Mermail.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely got a style, it seems, Julius. He takes these crazy combo decks and seems to innovate, practice them a lot, and then turn up to big events and just take it all the way.
But finally, we have a confirmation. So the judge was called over, and luckily we are able to go back into the game. So let's jump back into action. So we were back at this normal summon of Neptabase, from which we are going to just respond.
So it looks like not a lot was reround. We just seem to be picking up where we left off, which is always nice to see.
Yeah. And here the cluster gets activated. And let's see if Dominic can play around the Infinity being on the field and also the cluster. He now activated its effect.
Seems like quite a powerful card here, allowing you to shuffle a Crystron back from your grave to the deck and then destroy a card on the field. And given it's a trap, and it's a continuous trap, I guess you can just use that every turn. But once might be enough. Get that Prince straight off the field.
That's it. Now Dominic is considering his options. He's just left with 2 cards in hand. And let's see what he picked up for turn. So what was it? Teos and
Abyss Shrine.
Yeah.
He's going to allow that through. I would have been very excited just to click my Cyber Dragon Infinity instantly. I'm like, nope, you discard 2. I'm going to getting that, but Might as well get a synchro summon out of it first and then just deal with whatever comes off the shrine.
Yeah, showing a bit of patience, and now we are finally accessing a synchro summon.
It's quite a lot to happen in one effect, isn't it? You get to special and synchro all before the...
And it's going to be Quarion Gandrax.
That was quite good, actually. You waited a while before saying it, and I think you got that spot on.
Quarion Gandrax. That's better. Yeah. So here it is. And yeah, we're gonna get this summon, but we still have, as you've mentioned, Infinity. And most importantly now, we have 3 materials for this card, and we can banish 3 cards with the effect potentially, which is wild.
Yeah, that seems to be as many as Dominic has, but he's going to get to use the effect on summon, it looks like, of this new Atlantean, main deck Atlantean, Decisive.
And now Nayan is thinking, but the strength of the card is, I believe he can banish from graveyard as well. Yeah, you can target cards in the graveyard as well, and so even though back in the day when Mermaid was played, this would not work with cards like Didi Crow, I believe nowadays it's quite a different story.
I'll take your word for it. I was thinking about that just now because I think in Europe it used to work.
But I am pretty positive that it did change. So this could totally work, and let's see what he decides to go for.
But I think even if he just takes the approach of banishing all the cards on the field, I think
That's
he'll still be
enough.
okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, he doesn't have to know this niche ruling.
Yeah, also because you can just use the Infinity afterwards,
Yeah.
so it's okay. It seems like Nayan really was able to pull off this comeback, but let's see. Now there are about 5 minutes left, but regardless, he's above also in terms of life points. And yeah, he does punish the graveyard as well.
It must be the effect of the Atlantean bouncing it. We were excited to pay the cost, but you do actually... Maybe the effect is to bounce a card on the field to the hand. Seems very possible.
Yeah, basically if this card is normal special summon, basically you can send one Atlantean or Merman monster from deck to the graveyard to target what card is control and then return
to the hand. So yeah, it's all gone. So pass back to Nayan, who is in the driving seat and can push quite a lot of damage this turn.
Yeah, he's just got 1 card coming. Oh, he's actually got another card in his hand still. Okay.
Yeah, for turn.
Yeah, I was wondering if there was some way you could just pop your own synchro, but I guess you don't need to do that when you have other cards in your graveyard to destroy it or destroy something else. Only needs a measly 3,500 extra damage to come out of his deck. His hand's moving impressively fast now. I suppose when your opponent doesn't have any interruptions.
It's a bit easier, yeah?
Yeah, you might as well get out all those jitters from being on the stream.
I think here it's just matters of making some calculation, because he may be able to seal the game.
Yeah, definitely. Inclusion, it's the graveyard yet again, and the last card. Oh, wow, yeah, that is enough. You can see the fist bump and no need to do anything else. Nayan is the winner of round 5, advancing with a 5-0 undefeated record here at YCS Birmingham. What a clash between these water decks. And yeah, I mean, we can expect a lot more from them throughout this event for sure.
Yeah, what a comeback, honestly. Like, how many decks can just let Mermaid go first, do their whole thing, and then just say, okay, I'm just going to come back now, play my field breakers, and then just do my own combo and beat you up.
Oh, it was incredible, especially because basically Dominic did exactly the same combo that he did in game 1. but it was not enough because basically Nayan with the forbidden drop that which talked about, I mean, it's just completely shut down Dominic's strategy. So congrats to Nayan advancing with a 5-0 record. So impressive.
Yeah, it was for sure a clutch top deck. Not many cars could have done it really in that spot, having double totally awesome full information about what was in the end from Nayan. But yeah, he was able to, you know, sneak through that little window of opportunity and make the most out of it. Congratulations to both. Still, you know, it's quite an amazing performance. Being on 4-1 is totally fine. You want to keep doing your things and you know, trying your best to advance to day 2. Most likely you'll need a 7-2 score, I would say. Maybe 6-2-1 can also make it, but I mean, definitely what you're trying to do. And there are only 4 more rounds. We are pretty much, this was the, you know, middle round, we can say, throughout day 1, but 4 more rounds of Swiss awaits us to find out who will be those duelists advancing to tomorrow, and then you know, they'll have 3 more before finally getting down to the top 64. Who knows who will win it?
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of players here this week, almost 2,500 as we said earlier today, but I mean, it makes it all the harder to, and all that much more impressive to make it into the top club.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a long run for the 4 rounds to go for the day, and I mean, you really want to keep your nerves in there, especially because like we are out through there and for day 1. But still, we saw a lot of different decks at the top table, so the competition is very high. And I mean, I really feel like that both our players that we just streamed, I mean, they have the chances to advance into day 2. And honestly, yeah, I really feel like that Christian has his chances to safely make it to day 2. And I think the deck is very consistent as well. So yeah, we will soon find out.
Absolutely, but obviously the deck is one of the underdogs, we could say. We have talked plenty of times about this support from Supreme Darkness, and at the same time, I think, just like us, all of you guys watching or participating in YCS Birmingham wants to know a little bit more about what it is to play this deck. So we want to hear it from Nayan itself, the winner of round 5, and to interview him, we have Leo.
Thanks a lot, Marcello. Yes, I'm joined by Nayan, who just had an incredible victory against Mermaid. When you lost the dice roll, did you think when you saw the Mermaid cards that you would lose it?
Yeah, I can't lie. I've not practiced for this event, and like I thought that when I saw Mermaid, I'm like, I'm not practiced. It's gonna be over. I barely practiced. I know what the card. I barely knew what the cards did. I drew 1 hand trap. I didn't use it. He banished it with the I don't know what the card's called. It's like I just thought, yeah, it's over. I'm gone. That's the round over. But I guess not. I guess not.
You came back, so we have to do this quickly because I see the people are, I think, going to their pairings already. So let's go right into the first clip. And game 1 was the game that you lost, if I remember correctly. When you saw the statue in the field, were you worried?
I can't lie. I did not care less. My whole deck's water, apart from like what's it called, Infinity and thingy. Like it does not matter to me. Like the water was just there for vibes. I'll be honest. It didn't do much.
So, but the rest of the field was pretty
the table was tough.
Yeah, so there's a card that people might forget. Let's go into the next clip. Did you think about the Abbas Rhine effect in the graveyard that stopped your turn eventually?
Yeah, I did, but like I thought a different line to play out afterwards. But in the moment, I didn't see that line. But yeah, it is what it was. I couldn't redo much from that point.
I mean, now you've learned from that game, and we can move on to the next clips already. As we said, this has to be quick because we don't want you to be late at the next round. What was your thought when this happened?
I thought he was doing it for vibes because like I thought that the attack point was to go down, but like to be fair, I fumbled because I didn't even attack with these monsters. I made the SP, but I should have attacked first. But yeah, other than that, like it didn't do much. I know why he did it.
Yeah, I mean, with Cherubini sends for cost, so if you impermanence that, there is nothing going to be happening except for the attack point. That's completely correct. And I think, you just comboed there.
Yeah.
And basically, you ended the game with Chanbara. That's a card that I haven't seen quite in some time.
I can't afford all the cards, so Chanbara was the only card that was good enough to put in. That I felt like comfortable putting in my deck after the other cards. So yeah, that's what I put in. Yeah. Made the cut.
I mean, we can look at it rather quickly, where the Chanbara was summoned here. Did you win many games with Chanbara so far?
I think it's the first time I've summoned it all day, but yeah, I guess it came up now, so it matters.
I mean, MVP in the feature match is an MVP in the featured match, all right. And then we got into game 3, and I thought backstage it was over for you because of the minstrel that hit you so hard. But in the next clip, you're going to see which card came from the top there, I think. Did you draw a top?
I think I did. I think I did draw a droplet. Yeah.
Quite good, huh?
Yeah.
So that, basically took away all of the interruptions. You played through that field magnificently, I want to say. And then you set up your own new Crystron card. So well, is that the end field that you want to go for in the next clip?
Yeah. I knew it wasn't on many cards, so I wanted to go for a Quaron Gandrox on his turn with cluster on field, so I could pop the normal and then negate whatever he had. And yeah, it seemed to work. The Quaron Gandrox banished what I needed it to. And yeah, that's fine. That was good.
All right. It's definitely good job. You are XO so far. 5-0 here at YCS Birmingham, the first YCS of the year. Thank you so much for your time, and I want you, of course, to be ready for the next round immediately because the players are already sitting.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so we're going to give it over right to Ed, and good luck.